and the BMW M4 CS. Danny is just packing his bags because we have got 2 days of absolute epicness at the Pro Drift Academy as my drift diary begins. Now, I want to start this video with a little apology because over the last few days I've not been very active on social media. I have spent 3 days moving in officially to my new apartment with my girlfriend, and this car has been the workhorse. This is a £92,000 2017 M4 CS in San Marino blue. It looks absolutely stunning. It's a little dirty, but absolutely beautiful. So many heads get turned. Now, this week has been absolutely chaotic. I went and tried to film during a 4-hour window in this car, which you will see quite a lot of footage of because there are many bloopers, many things that went wrong, and unfortunately, the video was not good enough to make it to YouTube. I'm gonna be, no. But there were a lot of questions, there were a lot of comments around the M4 that I felt like it was necessary to make a video before the car goes back and answering some of those questions on Instagram. So myself and Danny are gonna jump in. We need to head to the airport to pick up a special guest for the next video that is coming to Supercars of London, which is day 1 of my drift diaries. So let's jump in the car because it's a little bit cold. You're gonna get to hear the car start up, which is a little bit different to my M3, a little bit of a nicer tone, and then we're gonna get cracking, hopefully not get stuck in too much traffic, and you're going to find out everything that you want to know about the M4 CS. Danny, welcome back to the channel.
Hello.
For those that don't know Danny, he's appeared infrequently in a couple of my videos, but you are now the sort of sole ship sailor in terms of, well, that's a bit of a pun there, the sole ship, the SOL, Supercars of London, Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. The activity comes from this man, and I just pitch in whenever I can. So whenever you see live videos from London, whenever you see live uploads from London, it's usually this man. When I dreamt of moving into my new apartment, I was so excited about having the C63 parked outside. And for the entire time that I've lived at my apartment, this car has been sat outside, which is a little bit of an insult to the AMG, if I'm honest, because that's just sat collecting dust at my mum's. But there is a reason. This is 3 miles. So Danny's got my Instagram picture up from the weekend that I posted asking you guys what you want to know about this particular car. It's £92,000 in this particular specification. BMW have lent it to me for an entire week, which is very kind of them, so thank you BMW, and hopefully this video, when I turn the heated seats down because my back is slowly turning into sweat, we can find out a lot about this car and fundamentally whether I feel like I picked the wrong car in my M3. Question master, release the questions.
Right, this is interesting. The very first one, Sir Alex Calms.
Sir Alex Calms. That is his new name.
That's right. I want to know if you can drive it in a straight line, question mark.
Well, right now I am driving it in a straight line, Alex. However, it is quite difficult to keep in a straight line, seeing as it is the winter and it has got Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 slick tyres on. The one thing that is for certain is you have to drive this car very carefully in the early stages when you're warming the car up, when you're warming the tyres up, because otherwise you're just going to be left with a lot of wheel spin as the car tries to put power down.
I want to know how many cup holders it's got and how many CM legrooms in the middle seat.
This is one of those weird things with this car, because it is still trying to be a lot cooler than a competition pack. You've got these door cards off the M4 GTS and the M4 DTM, which has absolutely no storage down here.
I did say that's the first thing I said.
Which is so annoying.
Yeah.
Not only that, we've got 2 cup holders down here, which is fine. No armrest here, so you can't lean like that. It just doesn't work. This is a little bit too high that it's uncomfortable. This is a little bit too low that it's uncomfortable. So the storage inside for driver and passenger is not that good, and there isn't a middle seat. If you want extra cup holders, or if you want extra storage down here, then spend 40 grand less.
It's quite a lot less.
Get a competition pack.
Is this the best M Sport car of the current generation?
Luckily, I can answer this question because I've driven every current BMW M car in the current product range, minus the new M5, which technically isn't out yet, and I'm going to get to drive that car in May. So the M2 is a fantastic entry-level M car. It's so much fun. It's got all of the power you need. Have it in a manual gearbox for the most fun.
Really?
Yeah. M3, very, very good car. Incredibly practical. 4 doors, but still has the performance of the M4. The M4 competition, M4 GTS, M4 CS. It is the best M4, and it's probably better than the old outgoing M5, and definitely better than the M6, just because they're bigger and heavier, and you really can't get the power down until you hit about 120 miles an hour. So I would say this is the perfect M car for sure. But I would go as far as saying that the competition pack is better value for money, because where you compromise a little bit on practicality in this car, it is also 30 to 40,000 pounds more than a competition pack. But that extra 10-15% improvement in the engineering and the performance, you're only really going to eke out of that on track. And in that case, if you're wanting to take an M4 on track to get the best out of the performance, you might as well buy an M4 GTS, because on Auto Trader, they're the same bloody price. Thanks to depreciation, you can get an M4 GTS for around £110,000, which is a bargain. But then I'd probably go as far as saying I'd have a Nissan GT-R Nismo. Because I've been on the track in that, and I've been on the track in an M4 GTS.
That is quite amazing.
And the Nismo is an animal. Right, we're literally 2 minutes away from the airport. So let's nail this last question that is burning. I'm burning to answer it, because I feel so bad for my AMG that's just sitting there feeling so sorry for itself.
That's right. And the question is it better than your Mercedes?
Oh, we're gonna have fun answering this question, because it purely comes down to personal taste.
Yeah.
If you put this car on a track against my C63, an F-Type, an Audi RS5, and gave all of the cars to Chris Harris for him to spank around the track, this would probably be the fastest around the track. So on paper and on performance-wise, it is better than my AMG. It is. But coming down to personal taste, my AMG, I feel, looks better, especially after all of the dechrome bits that I've done.
Pretty good. Black touches.
And it sounds better. And those two things are such an important factor.
Yeah, this sounds like a vacuum.
It does sound weird. Like.
There's no noise to it.
The AMG has an air of muscle about it.
Yeah.
You know, when you're driving it, you've got the heavy steering wheel, you've got a big engine block up front. It's not as big as a 6.2, but it's still big, and it still feels muscly. You feel like you're driving a European muscle car, which I absolutely love. It's got its own personality, it's got its own character. The power delivery is a lot more progressive in the AMG than it is in here. It kind of snaps a little bit, this car, into a slide, but it is definitely manageable. And I've put 15,000 miles on my BMW M3, so of course, like, this is £92,000 on Auto Trader, £110,000.
Nice.
So
madness.
You would hope that it's better than my C63 AMG, but it doesn't pull my heartstrings in the same way. And I know that I've only done 200 odd miles in the AMG, and I've got a lot to learn in that car. But right now, because it's new, it's a little bit of a novelty, I'm only driving this car because I feel like I want to put as many miles on this car to understand it, to bring you guys this video as possible. But at the same time, I've done 350 miles in this car, which if I'd done in my C63, it just would have tallied up on the mileage. And I had planned to do a lot of cool road trips in that car. I plan to modify it much better than I did on my BMW M3. So yes, this car is better than my C63. No two ways about it. I'm not going to try and fight that argument. But in my head, if these two cars were parked next to each other and I could have taken the keys to either car, I will always go C63. But whilst we sit in a little bit of traffic at the airport and then head over to the Pro Drift Academy to kick off the Drift Diaries, the next video that you are going to see is an absolute masterclass in how to complete the academy by a professional drift car driver who has flown in specifically to teach me how to drift, which I can't thank him enough. You're going to meet him in the next video. You may already recognize him from a specific Sam from Seen Through Glasses video as he flew over to Ireland to drift. Anyway, that is it. I'm getting a little bit bored of this traffic now. I'm going to try and find a way around it. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Make sure you check out the links in the description to follow my Instagram and Twitter because a lot is going on there. I'm posting a lot of cool different things.
Cảm ơn các bạn đã theo dõi. Các bạn hãy bấm like, comment và hãy bấm nút đăng ký để ủng hộ cho kênh mình nha.